weekly meeting of the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors. We have an agenda in front of us. Item 7, county engineer update. He did email us just here in the last couple of minutes what the Howard County project costs for doing the aggregate, for the bike trail.
Oh.
And but other than that, Richie will not be here this morning. He has a sick kid at home.
I gotta be boogieing out of here by, at least by 20, that's pushing it.
Where you gotta be?
Where are you gonna be after that?
Where you want me to be?
I gotta go to Mason City, I'm kinda wondering where
Yeah,
you're going.
going to Raceville?
I got the grand jury coming to the jail, so I'll be there.
Where's the roadblocks? Nobody wants to know.
Oh, what time do you have to get out of here?
I had a meeting in Mason at 10 o'clock, so
Okay, so you gotta get out of here
I wouldn't mind
by
getting.
20 after
Yeah,
9
that'd
about.
be
Why don't you let Tom drive?
We'll get you there. Oh, yeah, okay.
With those changes, with that change, does anybody else have any deletions?
I don't have
corrections?
anything, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda
I'll
as amended.
Okay, Morel, motion, Volklander second, further discussion, hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Valent, project update.
Things are still going good at the tank farm out there. I think the 3 small tanks are done, they're working on the 2 big ones. What I have for you guys today is something to really think about. We got some steps coming up here that require city action because of the work done at the city wastewater plant. How do you guys want to be involved in what they got to do? It's real simple stuff. For example, I got a report that has to be submitted. They have to approve the report in a council meeting, and I submit it. I mean, what's you guys, what do you want to be involved, or how do you want to do it on your end? I mean, I have to have the city involved because of their wastewater plant. I'm just trying to, how do we keep everybody in the loop? I mean, I can present it to you guys like the week before or something like that, let you know what's going to go to council. I mean,
That's fine, we don't need to have a big.
okay, because you guys don't have to really do anything.
No,
I just want to make sure you're up to speed on what's going on with the city.
Well, if we did have an issue, we can always go to the city council meeting and sit in on it or
We wouldn't know if we
whatever.
had an issue unless we had a report.
Well, the nice thing with you guys is that you meet in the morning every week, and I can hit you the week
Yep.
before their council meeting, so
That'd
that
be-
timing's never an issue.
yeah, that'd be good.
And if if we talk about it at that meeting and you feel that anybody wants to be at the council meeting, then at least you'll know about it and
Sure.
everything else. So, all right, let's do it that way. Because there's going to be a number of things come up here. I see now Jerry. I know the city council meeting is a little bit different in the wintertime than in summertime, so I had to get an idea what their schedule was because they'll have a few things and be bang, bang, bang for them guys. But I just I want to make sure that you're up to speed on what's going on. Okay, that's fine. That's really my biggest thing today was to make sure that I kept you folks in the loop. That the city's got some action coming up here, and I'll present with you guys first, and then we'll go to council with that stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Other than that, again, we're getting ready to go out for bids. Like I mentioned last time, we're just basically cleaning up. The controls is what's the big hang up right now. We're working with the controls group because this is a highly computer-oriented process. And that's our hold up right now, but everything's still moving forward. Everything still looks good. I had a meeting with Bill Bishop Wednesday of last week. And their schedule is, actually it's a little bit pushed back from what I thought it was, so that helps us out a lot. I'm meeting with Luke Porish and is Mike their new plant manager? Mike, I think, is their plant manager. Hopefully this week, if not next week. We still have this gray area between when they start testing their equipment. That's at some time, and they totally throw the switch, that's at a late date later on. It's that time in between there that we're going to still be under construction. They're going to be spitting out water, and we need to have a game plan in place for that. But without them communicating to us just what all that testing involves, I mean, it could be a Dixie cup, it could be a tanker. I have no idea whatsoever. And the process was never designed for, it was designed for their process all day long. But when they do certain things, like maybe the cooling tower work, maybe they dump 200,000 gallons of one crack. we're not prepared for that, so it's only gonna happen one time in the whole entire life of this facility. So we need to work with them guys just to figure out what do we have to have in place to make sure that when they go do that particular item, we're able to deal with it, or whatever else they have to do out there. So now they got their plant manager on site, and he came from an ethanol background, so he understands the cooling and the fermentation, all that stuff that's associated with this plant very well. So we're gonna start talking with him and understand what we gotta prep in this big gray area. Other than that, talked to Bill. Bill's real comfortable with what's going on. I feel good about everything. I feel good about his schedule. So far, I feel good about just about everything. So that's today's update. I will see you guys before any city council meeting, and we'll talk about what the city has to do. Again, some pretty minor stuff, but I just want to make sure you're in the loop with the decisions they have made. Also, Jerry and I have decided that prior to any such meeting with the city, we'll get the utility commission together, just so that this isn't a blind side for the council members. At least that group will understand why we gotta do it and what it's all about, and their recommendation to the council will be what pushes it through, so.
Is that Mike Daly, I think?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Was a man.
Okay. So that's the situation today. All right.
Anything else? Nope, thank you.
Okay. You guys have a great day.
You bet.
See you later.
Thanks,
Take care. See you.
Item 3, approve the December sheriff's report.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, the one thing that Kirk was always doing is bringing it over about 3 or 4 days to Lowell. so
Yes,
that we all had
that's
copies.
on me,
And
I
I realized,
apologize for that.
no, and I realized you're just trying to get started.
Yeah, I guess that's for you, Lowell, and then reports for each one of you guys. I'll do better next month on that.
Here's an old, what
Yeah.
Kirk used to, I don't know if you saw one of those or
See,
not.
I have, Stan, and I gave this to you guys the first half of this month. Now February, it'll all be together and I'll be on course with what Kurt was doing. So that's on me. Just a couple of other things. Rose and I were down at the PRIA meeting this last week, and I guess the best way to look at PRIA is like you look at HIPAA for your medical records. It's a lot of paper pushing, but on the upside is that counties like Lynn County and Potawatomi County have been doing this PRIA workup, I guess, for lack of a better word, since 2009. So Rose and I are hooked up with Potawatomi County and Lynn County jail administrators, and Rose is working with them. And so it's not something that we have to recreate. We can take their guidelines and their SOPs for their jail and implement them here. We'll kind of customize them though to fit our jail. And so I don't think it's gonna be that big a deal, and we're gonna be pretty compliant. It's gonna go fine. I don't see any issues with it after doing that at the meeting. Secondly, it doesn't look like the law enforcement contracts were billed last year for our smaller communities. And so I have those ready to go. With your blessing, we'll mail them out. Yeah, $7 per head is what it's been, and unless there's any change in that, I'll send them out.
Well, that was last year, isn't it?
I think it's been that way for quite some time.
Oh, yeah, the $7 has been there for a while.
I'm not asking to raise it, I just want you guys' blessing to send them out.
Well, the issue really is, the Carpenters, the McIntyre's almost even a little different, but almost all of them have really nothing for industry,
Yeah, I understand
for
that.
commercial.
Yeah.
The value of the housing is minimal, and so, we should probably, like you say, in reality, be up quite a bit higher, but on the other
Yeah,
hand,
I
if
think
we,
$7, I'm fine with that, and we just continue to answer the calls.
so, because otherwise it puts quite a burden, I really feel, on to those communities that they don't have.
Right. Yeah,
Orchard, they just don't have.
There's no revenue there, so
Okay.
that'd be fine.
Okay. And then lastly, real quickly, we're still working on a panic button for the clerk's office. We looked at radio system, and that's kind of cost prohibitive, $2,500 to do. 911, does work for them, but they just feel comfortable and more comfortable if they had another option. So that's with Dave, still looking at that. And then maybe Veterans Affairs, I had an email that maybe they would like something along the same lines, something to think about.
Any luck on locating piece of equipment we talked about last week?
Yep, yep, it should be here anytime,
Good.
so we should be good there. Otherwise, things are going good at my office unless you guys are hearing otherwise.
No.
So, that's all I have unless you guys have something for me.
Well, we haven't approved of this yet, so.
I make a motion to approve the sheriff's report for
I'll
January.
second. December report.
Yeah, December.
Been moved and second, further discussion. Hearing none, Oaklander.
Aye.
Morel.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried.
If you don't mind, guys, if you're done with me, I'm gonna go
Yep.
attend the grand jury.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got everything you wanted out of the courthouse and,
You know, I haven't done anything there
oh,
yet.
okay.
Well,
Something like a desk or something?
Yeah, and some chairs. Yeah, to upgrade some of my stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where those are, yeah.
I scouted it out.
Okay.
They're not the clerks, are they?
Pardon
They're
me?
not the clerk of the courts, they get kind of funny about
No.
that stuff, but.
No, and I'll check with Karen, I'll see her this morning. But, okay, thank you.
You bet, thank you, Greg.
Yeah, let's have a good day.
You too.
Minutes, we all should have got a copy of them.
Let's get them on that.
I read them, I didn't have any problems. Anybody else find anything?
I didn't either.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of January 15th.
I'll second.
Been moved and second to approve the minutes. Further discussion. Hearing none, Morel.
Aye.
Oaklander.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. Approval of the Mitchell County Urban Renewal Plan Amendment, Urban Renewal Agreement with the City of St. Ansgar. We can do that right now, I guess.
Which one is that here?
This is the Mitchell County Urban Renewal Plan Amendment. The city signed.
Hey, tell us, I don't know if that's who that.
Yeah.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the renewal agreement with the city of St. Ansgar.
I'll second it as soon as I find it.
So if you don't find it, you're not gonna second it?
No, no. A lot of paper here today.
Yes.
Here it is, Dave Tollefson.
Yep.
All right, yeah, I will second that. Motion to approve the Mitchell County Urban Renewal Plan with St. Ansgar.
It's been moved and second. Further discussion. Hearing none. Roll call vote. Oaklander.
Aye.
Morel.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. We'll have to wait on the public hearing on that until 9. We can go down to a county engineer update. Rich just sent this here a few minutes ago. It says, after a closer review of the Howard County projects and comparing the size of their projects, 3 and 6 miles with ours, I have estimated the following. For the 3/4 mile stretch of road, the construction cost without any road core out, I estimate a cost at around $145,000. This cross-section would be an approximate 28 feet wide road. Rich, you're gonna have to go to English school. Existing with a 8-inch macadamium base, 6 inches of choke stone, and a double seal coat. Without core out, the grade would be raised by about 15 inches. With some core out, we could reduce the amount of grade that the grade is raised. So he's basically saying $145,000 plus some construction in order to do that part of the road if we want to do
Tell them to bring a breakdown, let's see it. We got excavators, we got trucks, we got, you know,
You know, 145,000,
Yeah.
that's almost
the same
almost what we
price.
did for putting down some concrete.
Right.
So when you think about it, or asphalt, you know, it's right in there in that ballpark.
It is about 100,000 cheaper, but still, I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah.
yeah, but I like that, you know, no, that's not full depth, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's only 4 inches over
Yeah.
and everything else being there, and that was what, around
180, wasn't it?
180, yeah.
And then this here is, you know, getting the base ready, basically. Get that base built up with the macadam and the choke stone. The seal coat probably is the cheapest part of it. I just wonder what
28 feet
a
wide?
3 inches of asphalt would be.
Yeah,
Wide?
Oh, you gotta go full width probably on the road, because it's probably like where the top of the road is there.
Okay.
Probably going full width. I know, that's about it.
The one part is a drainage ditch. And on this side,
but you know, the other day I was looking at a bridge, and the gravel road there, same thing. The bridge was 30 feet wide, and I wouldn't have thought it to be that wide. And that was on the inside, I mean, that
Oh, yeah.
wasn't outside pillars, and like you say, it was just, it wasn't overextended on the road.
why don't
Well-
you put $50,000 and just throw them around the other day?
I think that's just a seal coat, all the preparation that laying down that base. Big rock gets expensive.
Well, on that same note, I mean, you gotta wait for conservation, they're supposed to get a hold of that shooting star people. Hear what they've got to say too.
Well, I think they did. And I forget when they were going to have, they were gonna be meeting up in, later here in the next week or so. And we're invited to go up, I don't remember. Maybe, well, I don't have, I think I just remember just for, oh, let me get Adam call. I got Adam's here somewhere. I'll get it down. Adam Shirley, here we are.
For that width, is that how wide the road is, or was that to include making sure it was wide enough for a trail? Because that was a discussion at that meeting was
22 foot.
22, so I wonder, is that 6 feet more to add for 3 feet on each side for the,
That's Charlie, he's the old road guy.
That's probably the width of the road now.
I just
It
wondered.
would cost us a lot more to, Adam, stand
Just
walk.
wondered.
When was that meeting with the shooting star people? He believes it's the 28th at 1 o'clock.
Next Monday.
Okay, right, okay. And that would be up at, Leroy? Or Adams, okay. All right. Yep. Yeah, why don't you make sure you email that to at least me, and I can always get it out to the other two, and we'll go from there. Double check. Yep, double check on it, okay. Thanks. Yeah, that'll give us a little idea too where we're at. Anything else under the county engineer right offhand?
With appointment of the Title VI, should we appoint him?
We can.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Okay,
We just will get this work done.
that's right. Been moved and second that County Engineer Richard Brum be appointed the Title VI Coordinator. Further discussion? Hearing none. Morale?
Aye.
Oaklander?
Aye.
Walk? Aye. Motion carried.
Yeah, tell him it's unanimous too, he won.
Yeah, they probably want to demand a recount, I'm sure.
The Treasurer's Semi-Annual Report. It's in your stack somewhere.
We were like the hospital, we would have folders in our tabs.
I think Lowell gave this to us at one time, and we used them about 2 weeks. And that was about it.
Really?
Got rid of that, huh?
We wouldn't get them back, so. Before your time.
Good.
It basically shows that there's approximately $11.5 million in the various banks.
We got a lot of funds, don't we? Well, I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report, semi-annual, or, yeah, semi-annual report.
I will second.
Been moved and second to approve the Treasurer's Semi-Annual Report. Further discussion? Hearing none. Oaklander?
Aye.
Morale?
Aye.
Walk? Aye. Motion carried. Recorder also made a little report. She showed that she collected about $81,000 in the quarter. And of that, the state got the lion's share. We got $27,926.04. But that office does make us money. Any questions on the recorder's report?
I'll make a motion to approve the recorder's quarterly report.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Further discussion? Hearing none. Morale? Oaklander?
Aye.
Walk? Aye. Motion carried. Osage Motel and Lounge. You think they gotta booze it up a little bit?
Everything's in order.
Is that the staff?
Yep. They just changed their name.
It's the Osage Motel?
Same place.
I make a motion to approve the liquor license for Osage Motel and Lounge.
I will second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. Oaklander?
Aye.
Morale?
Aye.
Walk? Aye. Motion carried. Claims. Did you all have a chance to look at the claims?
I did.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve. I didn't see any red.
The only thing that,
Yeah, there was
Yep.
some-
the only thing that I thought was,
that ceiling repair.
well, yeah, that too. The tore down, that must have been by the case. It says just so quarts, it looked like it was hundreds of dollars per quart.
It probably is.
No, I buy it for
Or you get torn on.
$22 a quart at, and it looked to me like they were, because they were buying it in the bulk and whatnot, it must have been really 14 if it's in by the case, but.
Yeah, because you went, 60
but-
quarts went over.
But $4,600 a tore down is a, but then again, if you're gonna be cutting brush, there's no sense cutting it if we aren't killing it.
Right, if you're gonna cut it again next year.
Yeah, and then the grocery time's worse and it's much harder and,
Stimulate the growth.
I'm sorry, who?
He moved, I
made the motion.
Pardon?
He moved, I
Okay.
seconded.
No second.
Sorry about that. Further discussion? Morel.
Aye.
Oakland.
Aye.
Mock, aye, motion carried. We got a little time yet, meetings attended, I had none.
I had none.
And Prairie Ridge. Mean, the director still has concerns over how the new health law is going to affect treatment for the way they fit into it, and what's gonna be funded, what's not gonna be funded. They don't know whether or not the substance abuse will go to the hospitals or they will take it over, and if that's the case, then possibly they can partner with nursing and do their substance abuse. Then there's also something to the effect that they would also be able to do some mental health. What kind of thoughts of, possibly, evidently there's a type of nurse out there, mental health nurse, who can also prescribe meds. And I guess they're having some discussion with the psychiatric doctors who do not like that idea too well. So that was ongoing discussions. Also, around the state, there's other substance abuse facilities that evidently are having a tough time of it. And they contacted Jay and wanted to know if possibly mergers, partner somehow. But we're gonna take a wait and see look. There's more, one was in Fort Dodge, and I forget what the other was. And also Francis Lowers been talking to Prairie Ridge. They're right next door to each other. There's another one that doesn't quite know how the new healthcare will affect him. I kind of thought to myself, maybe that new law. It hasn't changed in 2 years. But anyway, that's ongoing concern over there for them also. Two new board members were set that night. Tom Martin, which he was a pastor over, I think it's in Ward County someplace, and I thought it was that's how I remember his name, because we had a Tom Martin over here, and then another one was John Lander, and I think he's a lawyer at a law firm in Mason. And that, I guess our board's up to full staff now, and so that was that one. Then I did have another committee meeting at North Iowa Community Action on Friday morning. That was just go over the credit card bills and just make sure everything that way. So and they gave all the help a 2% raise and the director a 2% raise. So I'm going to recommend to the board, which our board will meet, I think it's Tuesday night or the 29th. I haven't gotten any information yet, so it must be the 29th. My 2 meetings.
Okay. Manure management plan updates.
We got half a dozen of them. Mustang Farms, McIntyre Finisher Farm in Section 25 Union, Thorson Chip 10 Sow Farm, Sow Litter, Section 22. And that one actually is part of Howard County. Richard Wright, Section 2 in East Lincoln. Windfall in Section 90, or Section 26 of Cedar East of Floyd. Lake Pork owned by Larry Byer, Section 26 Newburgh. Cooper Hog Site 2, Section 23 in Mitchell.
So noted. Reserve officers, I believe Greg, Sheriff Beaver brought those to our attention last week. We can look them over.
We just had one in my packet, Arnie.
Arnie and Bill,
There's 2 on there.
Oh, on the same,
yeah, kind of run them together there. Yeah, Arnie Kruko
Oh,
and Bill
okay.
Main Price.
we should put a hyphen or something between that. That was Arnie Kruko, Bill Man Price. Okay, I'd make a motion to approve those items.
I'll second.
Okay, been moved and second, further discussion? Hearing none, vote by Rick.
Aye.
Morel?
Aye.
Mock, aye, motion carried. flying right through this. 9 o'clock, we're gonna have a public hearing on expanding Mitchell County urban renewal area.
It's 9 o'clock.
Ms. Showalter, why don't you come up to the table? Since,
Good morning, it's nice to see you all again.
Good morning, long time no see.
You were part of this, and,
So the first step, I'm sorry, I had a little trouble finding you this morning. I was back in the parking lot thinking, everything looks full, I wonder where they are. So the mayor helped me out to go around the back of the building. Have you approved the plan amendment, city-county agreement? Okay.
yes.
So then Mark, has Mark reported on planning and zoning?
Well, we actually are supposed to hold the public hearing, so.
Oh, you wanted to, I'm sorry.
Since it is 9 o'clock, we will open the public hearing on expanding the Mitchell County urban renewal area. County supervisors, have you had any comments, written or oral?
I have not.
County auditor, Desh, have you had any? No. I have had none. Would the public like to comment on the proposed expanded Mitchell County urban renewal area?
Is that this document right here?
Yes.
The only question I had was I didn't realize that the county already had over $50 million in outstanding debt.
We don't.
But it says on this that there is.
They have entered those projects into their urban renewal plan.
Okay.
And if they would choose to go forward with them,
That would be considered outstanding debt then.
they would have to find a way of paying for those. But
Okay.
right now, those are in their work, in the plans.
Okay.
So that would be correct.
If something else came along and we decided that we wanted to do something else, we'd have to drop something off of our
Yes.
plan.
Mhm.
You missed one there.
Any further discussion from the public? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing at 9:02. Item A, adoption of the urban renewal plan. Do we have a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt the renewal plan.
I will second that.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the urban renewal plan. Further discussion? Hearing none, Voigtlander.
Aye.
Morel.
Aye.
Watt, aye, motion carried. Approval of resolution 582-13 to approve 2013-1 amendment to the urban renewal plan. And, the resolution is a couple of pages long. Does anybody desire that I read it, or is everybody comfortable with the resolution?
I'm okay.
Understanding, I mean, before we,
This is for the rice field feed and green operation.
Well, again, this is amending your urban renewal plan.
Right.
So this just established the necessity and that you've met all the steps, planning and zoning, have met
But this-
consultation hearing, et cetera.
Yeah, this area is,
But that, exactly,
That
but that's
purpose.
the legal description of their property.
yeah. I'll make the motion.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded that we ought to approve resolution 852-13 to the urban renewal plan. Further discussion? Hearing none, Morel. Voigtlander.
Aye.
Watt, aye, motion carried. The first reading of ordinance number 47, an ordinance pursuant to section 403-19 of the Code of Iowa, providing for the division of property taxes levied and collected each year on taxable property in the 2013-1 edition of the Mitchell County Urban Renewal area. And ordinance 47 you have in your packets. We have the, is it a 10 and 20 or 4 and 20?
I think it's 4 and 20.
Doesn't matter, but I mean, public notice was
Right.
given. And, does anybody desire that I read the ordinance?
Read it.
Make a motion to approve.
Yeah.
No, what, I would
You wanna?
waive the first and second period.
Yeah. If there's no objections to that, I guess.
Well, you want to make a motion to waive the first hearing,
Okay. Well, you got the first reading down.
or first reading, I'm sorry.
You wanna waive the first 2 readings?
Well, I think we should we do them in 2 different motions? We waive the first reading, then we waive the second reading, and then we go into the third.
Normally we waive the first 2 and then,
Well,
Get the third.
yeah.
I don't, if that's the way,
Motion that we
Okay.
waive the first and second reading of both ordinance 47.
okay.
I will second that motion.
Okay, because there was no opposition to the urban renewal plan and so on and so forth, it's been moved by Volklander, seconded by Morel, that we waive the first and second readings of the ordinance. Ordinance number 47. Further discussion? Hearing none, Volklander.
Aye.
Morel. Walk, aye, motion carried. Do we have a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance number 47 on the third reading. Further discussion? Hearing none, Morel.
Aye.
Volklander.
Aye.
Walk, aye, motion carried. Okay, then we have one more public hearing, it says here. Public hearing on development agreement with Farmers Feed and Grain Company Incorporated. We have a development agreement with the Farmers Feed and Grain Company. Well, first of all, I'll open the public hearing on the development agreement with the Farmers Feed and Grain Company at 8 after 9. Supervisors, did you get any comments, written or oral?
No,
County Auditor Cash, did you have any comments, written or oral? None was received there. I had none, written or oral. Does the public have any comments, written, I guess not, yeah, written or oral, concerning Farmers Feed and Grain?
I would just mention for this project, what will happen is Lowell will capture all the bills, invoices that are related to the expenses of this, keep that, and then when they would be eligible for their first rebate, he would subtract the amount of the expenses from that, so there's no out-of-pocket cost to the county for
I
this.
guess I was gonna mention that in the claims, and I forgot, because there was,
yeah, $780 or something.
right.
Consulting fees.
And maybe the other thing is, this does have a minimum assessment agreement that Amy's been involved with. So the value of the property can certainly be more than that, should it come in, or should their plans change, but it can't fall below that.
Okay. No other public discussion? At 10 after 9, we will close the public hearing. And we have a development agreement. Someplace, maybe. Contract for private development, I take it, that must be it.
That's it.
Do you wanna take a couple minutes to look it over?
What's it look like?
Looks like this.
Mark has had a chance to look over this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't have the only copy, can I?
Here's another one, Joel. I'm just getting it on the back of my scrap paper, but
I've got
Oh,
it.
you got it,
Yep.
okay.
Yep, I have it.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure it's all in order, Mark's looked at it, so I make a motion to approve.
I will second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the development agreement for private development with Farmers Feed and Grain. Further discussion? Hearing none, Hoaglander,
Aye.
Morel,
Aye.
Watt, aye, motion carried.
thank you very much.
I think we actually are, unless you guys have
Well, do
something
we-
else.
This is another resolution.
I have another resolution, but I don't see it on the agenda.
Part of this,
Oh, what was that?
853,
13.
13.
No, but I don't see it on the agenda.
Well, but it is
Oh,
part of
this,
this.
yeah.
Part of this.
853, resolution 853-13, you said? And that basically,
Is that supposed to be 52 or 53?
53. 13 is the year, I mean, is basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Signifies the year, so.
The 852-13 was the amendment at 203-1.
This is a resolution to approve and authorize signing of a development agreement to provide financial assistance to farmers
We did
feeding
that.
grain.
852.13.
Yeah, and then the other one is,
853-13.
Right,
Yeah.
two different things.
We don't have it, we don't have a copy.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I do have a copy of it, I just wondered.
Oh, I'm sorry, then we do have a copy. I'll find mine somewhere.
They're two different things.
It
Oh, there it
says
is.
it
Seems like it should be
allows us
6B.
to provide financial assistance to the property.
Mhm.
I make a motion to approve 853-13 under the development agreement, I'm assuming.
I'll second that.
Okay, yep. It's been moved and seconded, further discussion. Hearing none, Volkman,
Aye.
Morel, Watt, aye, motion carried. Now, is there anything else for the good of the cause?
I have one of those, but, oh, I may have one. I'll have to look deep and hard. That's what you were looking for, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, there should
Good
be
of the
no,
cause, I don't know.
If I
well, if
make
there's enough time, there should be no excuse for any speeding tickets to Mason City.
county attorney was not coming in today, so.
All right, well,
Okay, if there is no further discussions, we will stand adjourned at 9:15.